Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage we've got another great secrets of the XK8. One of our subscribers, and thank you very much, asked a really good question, and that is the area around the filler flap on my XK8 xkR after I've jet washed the car starts to fill up with water and holds that water. Is that normal? The answer is no. So let's have a look at a couple of secrets of this area that are going to help out in understanding what's probably happening there. So behind the fuel filler flap we have our fuel filler cap, magnetic, well, metal base I should say, magnetic pad there, all very good. There is this recess all around the outside of the fuel filler area, and it's all steel and it's sealed off. And to stop corrosion, it's rather important that water in this area is allowed to get away. So first thing is, if you look straight down there, in the base of this area there is a hole, and that's a drain hole, and that's connected to some pipe work that's inside the boot area behind your boot trim lining, that takes water away from here, joins up with another pipe at a Y connection, and then that heads off underneath the car to a safe place to drain away. So the first thing to look at is this is a very neglected area of most cars. You know, you jam the fuel filler nozzle in it now and again, slam it shut, never gets thought about, and it gets really grimy, really nasty, and it only needs a little bit of leaf litter, the car gets parked under a tree, pine needles or something else, to start settling in this area to completely block this off. And that is probably what's happening and causing this area to fill up with water and to hold it. So we need to solve that so that we don't rot this area out and we don't start to look at dodgy release mechanisms for the fuel filler flap, etc, etc. Kind of even more important is you don't want water to sit here, and this faces down. It doesn't really show from this angle, but you can hold a lot of water up to the neck here, because if this gets wet it's going to start to corrode. When it corrodes it doesn't seal well, and it's going to not seal nicely with that rubber pad. It wears away the rubber pad. You start to get water getting into your tank. All sorts of nasty things happen. But fortunately we've got this little grid, and the grid is over another drain hole which follows another pipe which joins up at that Y connection that we talked about previously with this one, and takes away the liquids that land here, again safely underneath the car. This is really intended to deal with drips from filling up the fuel into the fuel filler neck, but also can collect some water. This grid can become blocked, and because it's got lots of little holes in it, you know, you don't even notice that it's blocked up. So you need to be able to get this out, clean it up, and check that the hole behind it is not blocked. And to do that, I'm going to show you quickly how to do it. Taking this off for clarity, but for safety, if you're working around the filler neck, you don't want to drop anything down it. Can't have the logo upside down. Bit better. You need a Torx T30 bit, because you need to undo these 3 screws which are on a metal frame. This piece is rubber and that piece is trapped on top of the rubber underneath this metal frame. So I have loosened these off just to make sure I wasn't going to have to go and get some more tools. Okay, so once you've got that off, shouldn't be too difficult, he says, to prise this off. It's probably got a bit of sealant behind it. There you go. Just a little bit. That's just a metal ring. This is rubber. There we go. And all of this is rubber too. And hopefully you can just about see there's a spring clip, literally a spring, around the outside of this rubber where it's concertinaed, clamping it to the neck. Let me take this back off. There we go. Clamping it to the neck of the filler and keeping a nice seal. So if you start to get fumes inside your boot, this would be one of the areas to look at. Is this perished, perforated, or the clip come off? Just pop that there for a second. This grill was captured just by this edge. Should be lifted up, a little wiggle. There we go. And out she comes. Mine's absolutely fine. I'll give it a little tidy. But below it, and this is all rubber, you can see the hole that this is going to drain down into. And you can see a little bit of foreign objects. Again, this is in very good condition, but that might be where you're having your problem. Just litter and rubbish, as in leaf litter, has gathered under this grill, has got jammed in little holes, and will cause this to start overflowing. So I'll just tidy that up, put this back together, and that is another little secret of the XK8. Never drop anything in your fuel tank. That's a big job. So if after you've looked in here, sorted those things out, you're still having problems with this area filling up with water, you need to take the trim out of the boot in this area just behind the filler neck. You'll be able to see the filler neck, big steel pipe, and just below it, two plastic pipes coming together at a Y junction. They can be disconnected and you need to clear out those pipes. But this tends to be where you're going to get your issue. If you have one of the saloons, the X308, the V8 XJ of this era, it's a very similar arrangement, but obviously the body style is very different, and this fuel area is, the door is almost horizontal on top of the wing, meaning that this is even more of an issue and you are even more likely to have blockages, and it will rot out the neck of the tank very, very quickly. Is it bad that that irritates me? I think it is. I have to see if the neck can be rotated a little bit. Anyway, that is the end of another Secrets of the XK8. Give us a thumbs up. Please give us your comments and don't forget to subscribe. See you again soon.